Hello, hope you're doing great. The title of this video is 3 Important Things in Marriage. I am Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and here's where you come to learn so you can apply. So subscribe so you get all of this information. It's free. Yeah, of course we have things that are affordable too, like our courses, our books, but this is free. Take advantage of it. So the number one important thing, I'm going to talk about the big one, sex, but I'm going to change the context. And the reason I'm going to change the context is because the world has it all wrong. What is sex? Biologically, it is merely the act between two sentient beings that produces offspring. Biologically, it's a necessity. We have to have sex in order to have more of us. The reason why that happens is because at the very core of every living cell, every living entity, is this drive to survive. Self-preservation, and the just under that, is procreation. So it's there. Sex is there. But man, because we have a lot more than animals, we can imagine, we can create, we have self-awareness and consciousness. We're a special creation. But we don't align ourselves with our spiritual nature because we're essentially souls. And so what we do is we become a quasi-sophisticated animal. We're not animals. We're human beings. But we become like animals. And what we do is we make sex, the world has made sex into this highest ambition. Why? Because materially, it produces, along with food, the greatest pleasure. Materially, not spiritually. Spiritually, what produces the greatest happiness is love. A pure spiritual thing is love. Some people refer to God as love, and love is God. It's above the mind. It is above material life. But what we have done as human beings, and we are all mistrained, is we have gotten sex to be sophisticated. And so we do recreational sex. And even when we're married and we have this opportunity to connect with ourselves, with each other, with love, using sex as a medium, instead we go, how did that make you feel? Was that fun for you? It was fun for me. And we lose the most amazing vehicle for connection that we have. It's not the greatest, but materially it is. When we have sexual union, we're able to connect our souls much easier. And instead what we do is we go down into our genitalia region and we lower ourselves, we lower our partner. For most people it becomes mutual masturbation. Not to put that down necessarily, but it's not worthy of us. We could use it to uplift ourselves and each other. So try this. This is important. To lift sex, I don't want to say out of the gutter, because it's not in the gutter when you're married, but you can get so much more from it when you're learning to love each other and using it as a vehicle. So that is the first important thing in marriage, is to recontextualize sex within your marriage. Adding to that, there has become so much to do about making it like a property of women I'm going to talk to you as a woman, that you give your husband when he's a good boy. I don't mean to be so, that bad way of saying it, but it's what happens. It really is. It's used as a reward. And it shouldn't be. It should be used as a way of conveying your love and loyalty. Never should it be withheld. Men withhold too. Never should it be withheld. It is a form of expression of love when you are doing it correctly. Not doing it like, okay, well, you be in that position, I'll be in not doing it that way. When you're utilizing it for the benefit of opening your hearts to each other. So that is so important. That's that you have the right understanding of sex. The second most important thing in marriage is communication. How do you communicate with your spouse? You know, I used to be a communications expert for my previous career. I was a divorce mediator. That was almost 23 years ago, and I helped so many people straighten out their differences so they could have good child sharing programs and all this. It's terrible that I help people get a divorce, but I didn't know any better. So I was good at communication. In fact, that's how I got into marriage saving, which has now transferred over to our courses that we have, the books that I've written. However, people came to me for communication. And then, after I shifted and went to marriage saving, they still wanted good ideas for communication. And I realized there's a big difference between communication in literally every single other venue than marriage. In business, your communication is negotiation, isn't it? When you're talking to your kids' teachers, you're communicating in a way where you want to be sure that they understand you're the parent, but you don't want to hurt their feelings because they're in charge of your kids' education. So there's another way of communicating. And all those venues, they maintain a respectful distance between you and the person with whom you're communicating with. But marriage is different. Communication is an all-in kind of thing, but it's not how we're taught to share everything. It's not what you should be doing in your marital communication. You should be sharing only love. In other words, you're taking advantage of the need to communicate, to infuse whatever it is you're saying or expressing with love. Because what's the goal of marriage? Is to experience happiness through love. And so that's what you use your communication for in your marriage. This is important. You need to learn how to express love within the context of anything, everything that has to be communicated. Well, what if that can't be done? Then don't say anything. You'll figure out a way to do it if you refuse to allow yourself to do anything but. You'll find a way. It's true. The third most important thing in marriage is to stick with the leading purpose of marriage. There's a purpose to marriage. There's purposes to marriage, but there is a purpose to marriage that overrides all other purposes. And it's selfless purpose that will advance you as a human being. You'll grow, and it will uplift your partner. And what is that? That is to learn to love unconditionally. Where have you heard that before? We don't learn this stuff because our world is way behind when it comes to marriage, which is why you should subscribe to this channel so you could learn things about your marriage. Marriage is what you do. It takes up 24 hours a day of your life, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, except for leap year. Then it's 366. In other words, it's your life. You should be gaining the benefits of marriage that are number one, happiness, number two, love, and number three, harmony. That should be what you're doing in your marriage. Marriage is intended, it's created for the purpose of those three things: happiness, love, and harmony. If you're not getting those from your marriage, you're not operating your marriage correctly. Just like if I give you a car and you can't get it started, then there's something wrong. You don't know where to put the key in. Or if you have a keyless car, you don't know which button to push. Or how do you drive it? You got to know. And you got to know with your marriage. It's so critically important. That's it. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. And I hope you leave a positive comment. Those are the kind I like. And so my name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We are here for you. If you want to be a marriage counselor, you should take our marriage counselor training course. It's amazing. I appreciate you. I care for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to get all the benefits of your marriage. God bless you. Hope to see you again. Take care.